Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Connected Hearts visual novel. Right, we apparently finished one of the stories, so we are moving further ahead. Suddenly, I wake up in a completely different place, as if everything had been just a dream. I find myself laying in a bigger bed than those I saw before, adult-sized. It's also very comfortable and the only one in the room. I mean, I don't think you would fit any more of those there. I rub my eyes and then yawn, feeling terribly tired. Then look around, realizing I haven't been here before. What is this place? I remembered, confused. It was definitely not a child's room. There is a single toy inside and everything is in complete order, as if it wanted to serve as an example. Actually, there are few things here beyond a television, a wardrobe, and a dressing table with a mirror. In the last one I can see some cosmetics, beauty products without use, waiting restlessly for the day someone will need them. Of course I wouldn't be that person, but at least they give me a clue of whom this room belonged to. It belongs to an adult woman, I estimate about 40 years old from the clothes. You lucky bastard. It must be who took care of this place and the children. Then I blink. There is something other than makeup in the dressing table. With curiosity I move closer and pick up what seems to be a presentation card. On it there is a name written, Hearts Orphanage. It must be the name of this place. I murmured to myself, unable to look away from those letters. I read it many times as if looking for a hidden message. I don't know why, but it sounds strangely familiar. Then I sigh and put the card where I found it. I should keep moving. I unlocked the door and then returned to the same hallway I walked before. Once again I'm on the second floor, near the dormitory where I woke up the first time. By pure curiosity, I tried to open the third door with no results, which leaves me with only one option, going down to the living room again. Once I do it, I notice there is a new door open there, as if invite me to enter. I blink while looking at it in silence for a couple seconds before deciding to go in. I had put so much attention on the strange doors that I forgot to explore the other rooms, but I guess most would be locked. I turned the light to instantly reveal bookshelves full of to the top. Most of them are small and have quite colorful covers, so I immediately realized they are children's books. I walk towards one of the bookshelves and take one of them. It's The Sleeping Beauty. Without hesitation I open the book, seeing that it is full of large pictures with just a few lines of text. All of their pages are like that, and it would not surprise me if the other books are equal. When I was little I don't remember reading much. I don't have many memories of my early years, but I know I was the kind of child who enjoys climbing trees and catching insects more than reading. However, I do remember that someone read to me when I was in bed, so I guess my mother or a teacher. Teacher? What? When you were in bed? That's weird. Unless the teacher is your mother. It was a long time ago and my memories are fuzzy. I put the book back where I found it and gave it another look around. I guess the reason this room is locked is because children do not take good care of the books. And it also helps to have some control over when they can read them. I became confused seeing there is a book that protrudes slightly from others, as if someone had just read it and put it back in place carelessly. It has a thicker cover than the others and significantly more pages. The Meaning of Dreams. I read the title aloud. It's not a children's book, but one for adults. I opened the book without knowing what to look for exactly. However, the answer is easier to find than expected. Someone wrote a message on the first page that says, The Meaning of Dreams. When you dream, all places and people you see come from your memories. I think I explained that in one of the games before. You might dream with people you have never seen before, like dreaming you are part of the knights or the round table, but the faces Knight Arthur and knights will have come from known people. That's how the subconscious works. So if you believe you have never seen something, you must have simply forgotten. Or maybe it's true, you have never seen it before and you are inside someone else's dream. Which one of the two you like the better, Gary? Alice. That name makes an echo inside my mind. Just yesterday that name had no meaning to me, and now it was the answer to the biggest mystery of my life. Who is Alice and what are her intentions? It's impossible for me to know unless I keep exploring. I looked through the pages searching for something else, and then found that in the index there was a chapter marked with a circle. Lucid Dreams. Without hesitation go for that page, however there wasn't much to read. With the exception of the title, all other words had been crossed with black marker, making it possible to read them. Thanks, Alice. Below them there was a message. It's no fun if you have all the answers. I can't do more than sigh. I feel frustrated of having my curiosity itched only to leave it unfulfilled. But well, I guess I can't do anything about it. I put the book back to its place and then leave the room. There was nothing else of interest in that place. But to be perfectly honest with you, how in the world Mr. Garvey doesn't know about lucid dreams? Huh? How do you not know about lucid dreams? Whatever. Okay. The doors wait for me in silence. At that moment I blinked confused, seeing how the door I opened before was now blocked by nail boards. And it is impossible to go back there even though I didn't have any desire to do so. However, that's not the only thing that calls my attention. It's broken. I sat talking quietly as I picked up a piece of metal lying on the ground. One of the padlocks that were blocking the fourth door had broken. There were more than one? No, that you haven't mentioned before, I believe. Now there were two more left and two more doors. It is clear what I have to do. I take a deep breath and then stare at the doors. Which one should I open now? Deeps, Triple Deeps, or the Kingdom of the Sun? Let's go deeps. Huh. A sleepy groan escaped from my lips. At the same time I opened my eyes. Then I put a hand in my forehead, feeling it wet. It's not sweat but water that was leaking from the roof. That's what woke me up, and in a very uncomfortable way. I get up from bed and then sigh with annoyance. It takes me a couple of seconds to be conscious enough to realize where I am. I look around. Boat? Submarine? It's a small room with barely the most basic to live. However, the most important thing is the material it is made of. It's not wood or stone like usual, but metal. I place a hand on the wall to make sure it wasn't a fake wall. The metal is terribly cold. Then I pull back my hand and scratch my head with a pensive face. I can't think of many rooms made of metal except for those inside a bunker. Anyway, thinking about it too much won't do me any good. I should look for a way to return home, or at least learn where I am. Wait, you think it's a bunker? I would totally assume that deeps would mean we are somewhere in the waters. But I open the door and enter a narrow hallway with dozens of pipes on the roof and walls. Yeah, I totally think we are in Submarine. When my feet step outside of the room, I realize something. My first guess was room. There is other place which would have rooms made of metal. I'm inside a sea ship. I can feel how it slightly inclines to one side and the other, barely perceptible. I put a hand in my head, unable to imagine how I got to this place. Quite the night this was shaping to be, from being inside my room to exploring a huge ship in the middle of the ocean. Well, at least I can't say anymore that my nights are boring. Out of curiosity, I tried to open the other doors in the hallway. Each one of them, without exception, are locked. I guess those are more cabins. Anyway, I doubt there is anything of importance in them. I should look for the communications room. Maybe I could send a message from there. I murmured to myself as I walked to the end of the hallway, with my side down as I think about it. To be honest, I doubt from the bottom of my heart that it will work, but I can't abandon the idea so soon. However, I can't go too far. When I opened the door at the end of the hallway, I realized it is locked. What the hell? I cursed while struggling with no results. Soon I give up. It's clear the door won't open. Then I wrap my face off the frustration. It's so unfair. What can you expect me to do if all the doors are locked? The only thing left for me is waiting, something which causes me no joy at all. Usually I try to be patient, but in a situation as strange as this, sorry, it is too hard for me. I start to think I might be trapped here forever. What a miserable fate. After all, who would come to a lost ship? Clearly there is something wrong here. It is impossible a ship so big would be this quiet. And I haven't seen a single person all this time? I sighed with my breath full of frustration. But then I almost jumped in surprise. Behind me I heard a sound. A door had suddenly opened. I reflexed around and looked at the door, not knowing what to expect. The thing that will come out from there is a person, right? I don't know why I'm doubting it. No, it will be a wolf. But even if it is a human being, that doesn't make it any less scary. Maybe the real question I should ask is, what kind of person will come out from it? In silence I let the seconds pass while my heart beats full of anguish, and that's the only thing that happens. In the end, all of my worries were wrong, because from there nothing comes out. My heart slowly relaxes, returning to a confident feeling. It looks like the door opened all by itself, which doesn't really make it any better. Thinking back at that should have been my first guess after seeing everything that had happened this night. Slowly I get closer to the cabin, being alert in case something comes out suddenly. That never happens, of course. Once I'm close, I take a peek, seeing a cabin just like the one where I woke up. The most curious thing is that it seemed to have been used recently. The sheets are wrinkled, there is a glass of water half full on the table, the lights are on, and there is also what looks like a diary on the bed. Let's take a peek. I blinked up for a second before going in. What calls my attention the most is the diary. Everything else is only ordinary. It is open in a page near the end. 2015, May, day 23rd. Again a dream leak appeared today. This time in the engine room. It is the third one this week, and each time they get bigger. Dim leak, not dream leak links. When I took the jump I thought it was something safe, but now I started to doubt it. Did they build this thing with cardboard? When we arrive at port, first thing I'll do is sue the builders. 1st June 2015. Looks like I underestimated the level of this emergency. I thought it was only leaks, but now I hear that the main bridge and the antenna are failing. We can forget about sending an SOS. Looks like our only hope is arriving at the nearest port and getting off this can as soon as possible. June 17th, 2015. How many days have passed since I last wrote? To be honest, I wasn't in the mood to write bad news one after the other, but this time it's special simply because I don't think it can get any worse than this. The engine room is flooded, and that means we are stuck in the middle of the ocean. Without communications or engine, we are finished. Our only hope is that another ship sees us, but I wouldn't hold my breath. Meanwhile, the captain, Mr. Royerson, locked himself in his cabin. He doesn't answer our calls, and by now the crew is convinced he's never going out. If there is something left to do, that will be by our own hands, if there is even a thing to do. Unknown day. I had no idea how much time has passed. The sensation of time vanished when the days became the same, as we were trapped in the same day forever. To make it worse, there are days I pass sleeping completely. Or at least I think it is for a single day. It could have been weeks or even years. Anyway, I have lost all the interest in writing, so I guess this will be the last time I do it for real. Once again, this is a special occasion. Remember when I said this couldn't get any worse? Well, I was wrong. It seems we aren't only lost in the middle of the sea, uncommunicated in a ship that slowly fills deep with water, but also that something got inside the ship. My partners talk about weird creatures in the flooded decks. Monsters from the deeps sounds like an improper bad movie, and yet, after hearing their stories, I can't think of a more proper name. What will be of us? On time will tell, but I'm not hopeful. Well, shit. The message and there, all the next pages are blank. There is no signature or an indication of who wrote the diary. I sigh when I finish reading and then scratch my head confused. I have no idea how I should react to this. I'm afraid, that's for sure. But also a bit of anxiety and even pity after reading his story. Then I slowly turned around, feeling my whole body shake in fear. Out of nowhere, a metallic sound disturbed my thoughts. What is that? I said to myself, seeing a key laying on the ground. My eyes are fully open and my heart beats so fast I can feel it up my throat. The object itself is nothing to fear, however, the question of how it got there makes me tremble to the soul. It was an accident. It seems like when I was busy reading, someone sneaked behind me and dropped it. Feeling that sends shivers down my spine. My throat is dry while my mouth tastes a bitter flavor. I stand there, immobile, for a couple of seconds until I remember I still have to find a way to go back. Even if it was frightening, the apparition of the key was a great use. Now I can escape this place and continue exploring. Without second thoughts, I pick up the key and walk to the door at the end of the hallway. As I imagine, the key fits perfectly. I hear the safe unlock and then open the door slowly. In the other side there are stairs to go down to another hallway. It's flooded, and to make it worse, the lights are off, making it impossible to see how long it is. I dive forward thinking that it was a horrible idea to cross it. The uncomfortable sensation of getting wet alone was enough to make me doubt, but after reading the diary I think more seriously about it until I finally sigh, knowing there were no other options. If I don't move, I will never get anywhere. At least that's for sure. Ow. Sorry. I take a deep breath, gathering courage before going down the stairs slowly. When my feet touch the water, I exclaim, surprised. Say this would be a mistake. This is the frozen hell. I can't explain how it hasn't turned to ice. I trembled, doubting if I should continue going. I had to use every fiber of my being to get the will to continue, until the water reaches a little past my waist. I exclaimed, dead cold, hugging myself to keep some heat. It takes me a few seconds to get used to it. Thankfully my first impression was exaggerated, or else I would die of hypothermia before getting across it. But at least one thing I know for sure, if I manage to escape from here I will never shower with cold water again. I hear how I push the water when I start moving. Before me there is a long and dark hallway that extends beyond my side. If it weren't because some of the lights are still working, it would be in perfect darkness. As I walk along the hallway I realize there are more doors at my left and right. However, I don't bother trying to open them. They are all ruined, warped as if something had brutally smashed them with a hammer. I stop for a second to think what could have happened. My best guess is that one of the crew members went insane. It's not something very cheering. I sigh and then shake my head to clear my mind. Giving no more thoughts to it, I continue moving across the hallway. Because of the water I move so slowly it seems it will take me a full day to reach the end, that is if I ever see the end. Occasionally I find leaks on the way. It seems the upper floor is flooded too. With so much water for a moment, I doubt the ship is still floating. I continue my way across the long hallway, truly grateful for the few lamps that are still working. Some of them flicker, leaving me in the dark for an instant. But even the light is comforting. I haven't said a single word since I got in the water, until this very moment. I exclaim confused when I notice something different in the closest door. It is ruined like all the others, but what is new is that it was some marked deep cuts. Deep cuts. I move closer to examine them carefully. It is at that moment that I realize those cuts were made by claws. My face turns pale with surprise. At the same time, my heart skips a beat, frozen by a sudden cold. I instantly remember what I have read in the diary. "Creatures from the depths!" I murmured quietly, imagining my many things, not one of them good. I swallow saliva, feeling my hands shake. Not from the cold this time. I should hurry up and get out of here. I don't feel safe in the hallway anymore. Uh-oh, I just thought that when suddenly I hear something roar in the dark. The echo in the hallway makes it impossible to know where the noise came from. It is, however, easy to realize it is like nothing I have heard before. Oh. I look back at the very moment and all lights except for one right above me go dark. Truly, my luck is incredible. I swallow saliva, feeling my heart in my throat. The anxiety cracks my chest so badly it is hard to breathe. Then I hear how something hits the water. I turn around, finding nothing. Unfortunately, I don't know where it comes from. As if I was crazy, I look everywhere knowing something stalks me, but not what or from where. Feeling helpless is a horrible thing. I hate it. I can't even breathe. Nervous, I take a step back and then feel there is something hard under my foot. I look down, but with so light it is impossible to see what it was. The only thing I can do is submerge and find out. The object may remain still, so I doubt it's a living creature. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Okay, that's probably the sound of hitting the water. The creature makes another sound, a strange one that I can't describe but makes my heart beat frightened. Okay, I guess it was in the water. It seems to be looking for the ideal moment to attack. Then I hear something perturb the water at my back. Instantly I turn around, but I find it freezes my blood. I have to hold my desire to scream. The fuck are you? It seems like a man with oil black skin, or rather the mixture of a man and a fish with scales and gills. Also the longest sharpest claws I have ever seen. My soul is covered in eyes. I am completely paralyzed. Even my heart stops as my eyes behold that image. Cluck, cluck, cluck. Again the creature makes that sound. On this time I can see how it does it. It's rubbing its claws. So it gets closer to me. It doesn't seem to have eyes anywhere, so maybe it hasn't seen me. But it knows I'm close, that's for sure. Little by little the distance between the two reduces closer and closer. Confront it or escape. I feel like... let's risk it like with the wolves. I swallow saliva at the same time, close my hands in fists, looking for my inner strength. Fighting against monsters sounds like the worst idea I could have, but escaping is no better. The way back is dark, I could easily be ambushed, and even if I do manage to go back, I'm afraid I will never try again. Maybe there is something I do to scare it away. Cluck, cluck, cluck. I was just thinking about it when I hear that sound again. However, I can't tell where it is. I tremble with a chill at that instant. Then remember there was something at my feet, a small but hard object. By reflex I crouch down, submerging myself to pick it up. When my face dips out of the water, I open my eyes in surprise. I almost screamed but managed to hold it. My heart jumps seeing the monster just a few meters away from me. It has no eyes, so it can't see me, but I can see it. Grrr! So probably with clucking, whatever. Like the clucking produces a sound, and basically wherever it bounces out, the monster can hear it. So basically, what's it called? There is a name for doing it like that, damn it. But I bet you know what I mean, right? He makes some sound, and based on that he's able to recognize where other objects are located, right? When the sounds bounce back to him, something like whatever. It growls, making an echo across the hallway as it moves its head everywhere looking for me. I don't even think my hands move along, grabbing tight to the object before throwing it with all of my strength. In the air, my eyes look at it for a split second. It was a piece of metal from a broken pipe. The monster squealed when the broken pipe hits it right in the head. Yeah. Throwing it was a great idea, man. I wonder what you will fight back with now. Then it dives in the water and goes away, swinging swiftly, breaking one of the doors to escape. At first I was paralyzed from the shock, but then I take a deep breath and sigh, feeling relief. It doesn't seem like it's coming back anytime soon. If it was up to me, I would prefer never seeing again. Then, for no reason, the lights in the hallway light up again. I blink, thinking if it could have any relation with the monster escape. Anyway, there is nothing else to do than keep moving. So I do just that, until I finally see a set of stairs at the end. My eyes shine for a second, overflowing with joy. I was closer to the end and looked like it's just that the darkness made it hard to see. Wait, but if the stairs go below, that means it's already flooded, right? Completely. Wasting no time and go up the stairs? Okay. Vaguely of finally going out of the cursed cold water. Wait a second. Submarine. 2 sets of stairs, probably at the end of the corridors. Won't you go to the same freaking floor as before? Is it raining? I murmured once I got to the upper level. I looked through one of the windows, seeing the raindrops hit the glass. Water leaks from the roof, creating puddles all around the place. Seems like I've solved the mystery of the leaking. Looking around, I noticed there is a sign that reads, "Bridge." If there is any clue on how to escape from here, or at least on what happened with the crew, it must be that place. I don't have to follow the sign, I'll find the others along the way. The ship is enormous, but seems I'm closer to my destination. I hear my footsteps in the water as I walk, passing by countless abandoned cabins and broken doors. The ship is like a maze. For a moment I questioned why would they need so many cabins. But I guess that before being abandoned they had a use for them. I stop for an instant when I see the mark of claws in one door. I feel a shiver so cold that freezes my soul at the moment. However, the marks don't seem recent. I can't hear the monster roaming around, so I guess there is no danger for now. I keep walking for unknown seconds. Curiously, no matter how long I walk, I don't feel tired again. At no time I think about taking a rest, except when I stop to think it's been a long time without doing it. In any case, if I don't feel like it, I just don't have to waste time in that. This is the place, I said to myself once I'm standing right in front of the bridge's door. I take a deep breath, doubting for an instant before opening it. Or should I say trying to open it. My hand moves, but the door remains immobile. What's wrong? My voice is full of frustration when I say those words. The door is locked and won't open anytime soon. I close my eyes and sigh, think all of my energy leave my body with my breath. It's just too unfair. I could try to knock it down, but it seems too sturdy. It would be a wasted effort. I feel at the edge of the despair, looking down to the ground, unable to raise my head. and then I realized there are a pair of papers at my feet. With curiosity, I blinked before picking them up. First one. Captain Ryerson locked himself in the bridge. What a coward. Oh, great. He thinks he has the only key, but I hid copy in the boiler room. Fuck, which probably means we need to go downstairs. If I can manage to acquire it, I'll be able to open the door and escape from this damn ship. The rest of the page is blank. Judging my type of writing, it seems was writing by the same sailor who wrote the diary. Along with the message, there was a map of the ship, somewhat worn off, like it was very old, but it is easy to read. Actually, it is very lucky, maybe too much. Anyway, I can complain when something actually goes well for me. Now I have direction, and thankfully the boiler room doesn't seem to be far. It's just that I'll have to go back to the cursed flooded hallway. I knew it. I sighed, not feeling like going back there, but there is no other way. Then I start moving back, finding nothing worth telling along the way, until I walk down the stairs dipping in the cold water. Hopefully you've got some weapon. I made a disgusted face, holding my desire to squeak from the cold. I thought it would be easier the second time, but I was wrong. Wasting no more time, I start walking, moving the water as I advance with each step. The lights are still not working properly, just like before. But I guess that's better than not working at all. When I arrive at the door of the boiler room, I suddenly stop getting an unpleasant surprise. I rub my forehead full of frustration. In a terrible turn of events, I realize the door to the boiler room is exactly the same door the monster knocked down to escape. I guess I should be at least thankful to it for opening it. It saved me the effort of looking for a key. But I really can't give any thanks to that thing. My heart hardens with anxiousness. I doubt about what should I do. The best would be for me to do this quickly and get out. I take a deep breath and with that in mind start moving, careful not to make any noise in case the monster is nearby. I doubt another broken pipe would save me if I see it again. The way to the boiler room is relatively short, much more than the long hallway, but not in a better light lit. Actually, it should be lit, but whatever. Before I knew it, I'm standing in the huge room of the ship with many furnaces and pipes that naturally stopped working with the flood. However, what caught my attention is not that, but another very important detail that I haven't thought before. It's the boiler room. But how many ships nowadays use this type of engine? Surely none. It's like if I had traveled back to the past. I scratch my head trying to understand the complex machinery, but after a few seconds I simply give up. It's clear that it is impossible for me. Anyway, thankfully I don't have to fix it. I just need to take the key and get out of here. Then I start to look around. It sounds much easier that it gets done. There is one very important detail missing. Where exactly is the key? The room is huge and looking for it could take me not hours but even days. And with the monster lurking around, that's too much time. Once again I feel how my spirit crumbles like a sandcastle washed away by a huge wave. Hopelessness, I have felt that before many times and even then I could never get used to it. I shake my head, just complaining won't take me anywhere. I had to start looking, maybe I'll be lucky or it is in an invisible place. I don't know, honestly, I doubt it, but doing nothing will surely not help me. I force myself to start exploring the room as I think where could someone have hid the key. It must be in a place where nobody looks, or else that would ruin the purpose of hiding it. It also must be in a place that won't harm the key, so that rules out the furnaces, thank God. Even if they don't work anymore, I feel terror to think I could get trapped on them and the water would start to boil. After unknown minutes, I sighed discouraged. I wasn't as... it was... wait. What? I wasn't as hard as I imagined, just like at least 3 times that. What? What the hell does this sentence mean? The idea that it is impossible to repeat itself inside my mind like a broken record, but I ignore it. Out for a second and continue searching. Clack, clack, clack. And then suddenly my heart stops. My blood freezes at that sound, knowing very well what it meant. I hold my breath while looking everywhere, finding nothing in sight. Seems like the monster is not in the room, but it is surely nearby. The sound of its clothes makes an echo across the whole room, building up an unbearable anxiety inside me. Clack, clack, clack. Again I hear it, this time stronger. I swallow saliva, feeling my heart beat in my throat. I have to do something and do it now. Hide. Go to a place outside the water. We could try hiding in a furnace, but I have a bad feeling somehow that thing would be able to turn it on. Let's go with the other option. I don't know what it means, but whatever. I don't know why, but it feels like a good idea to, go to a place outside the water. Usually people don't tend to look up, and in this case I'm dealing with an eyeless monster. Look, look, look! The sound makes me accept I don't have time, so without second thoughts, I start climbing up one of the pipes in the furnace, going up as much as I can. It reminds me of when I climbed trees as a kid, except this time I'm doing it to save my life and not for fun. I think that's how we will be able to find the key. Once I get to the top, I hold with all my strength to the pipes while looking at the entrance waiting for the monster to appear. My heart races, but my mind is confident. I'm scared, but it doesn't sound reasonable to think it could find me here. Roar! The monster roars with inhuman voice when it crosses the door. I hear the water being disturbed as it explores the room impatient. Seems it's looking for me. It knows I'm close, but doesn't know where. I see it search in every corner as it rubs its claws anxiously. Cluck, cluck, cluck! The sound is burned into my memory. However, seeing how impatient this tastes sweet in my mouth. For a moment I even thought of making fun of it, but of course don't do it. I would be prudent to make even the slightest sound. Then the monster smashes the water, splashing all around, and later buries its claws many times in one of the furnaces, making a loud metallic squeak each time. It is truly unbearable. I cover one of my ears with one hand, while using the other to hold to the pipes. But thankfully it doesn't last for long. Soon later I see how the monster gets frustrated and dives into the water, quickly swimming away. In just a couple of seconds the danger disappears. However, I wait a little longer to make sure it won't come back. Just to be sure. When my heart finally relaxes, I know it's time to go down and continue exploring. However, just when I was thinking that, I see something that stops me. I remembered confused, noticing that there was something strange in the lamp closer to me. The lamp hangs from the roof, fulfilling its eternal purpose of lighting up the place. I just have to extend my hand and pull it to me, and suddenly my heart jumps in surprise. I open my eyes wide, making a face full of disbelief that surely makes me look like a fool. But I can't help it. Unknowingly, I had just found what I was looking for. It's the key. I knew it would be there somewhere. Like the top of the room. I exclaimed, overflowing with joy. It was in a place I would never thought searching. I would have never found it, if not for the monster. But it's not just that. I blink with curiosity as I observe there is a piece of paper along with the key. Wasting no time, pick it up and read what it says. The Unlucky Fisherman. Once upon a time there was a fisherman that since he was born he was full of the worst of luck. Meanwhile everyone else had good days and bad days. For him all days were equally unlucky. Every day when the sun was taking down, he looked with envy at the other more blessed who could come back from home with their nets full of fish. Well, he was lucky if he could catch two, and even more if he managed to sell one of them. Tired of this, he decided to visit the oracle of the town in search for a solution. The answer he found was still to his liking. The oracle told him that his birth star was corrupt, and therefore his soul was marked by the bad luck. Just like there are princes and heroes who are born surrounded by good fortune, there are others born surrounded by misfortune, and the fisherman was one of them. Desperate, the fisherman begged the oracle for a cure for his bad luck, to which the man responded that there was only one, and that was to go to a faraway place, beyond what his eyes could see. Without second thoughts, the fisherman grabbed all of his belongings and filled many barrels with food and water, preparing himself for a long trip. On his boat, he had no specific destination, only wanted to let the current lead him to a place he could live without that curse. For a midday, he drifts away, forgetting about everything, even how long had happened since he set sails. Then suddenly he discovered one day that a small hole had opened in the boat. It was so small that he easily fixed it and forgot about it soon later. But the next day 2 new holes appeared, the next 3, and the day after 4, later 5. The fisherman started to fix all the holes and prevent the boat from getting full of water, but no matter how much he worked, always without reason, more holes appeared the next day. The bad luck seems to have followed him, even when being in the middle of the ocean. Even then, he kept fighting, meaninglessly fighting, until he ran out of materials to fill the now countless holes that plagued the boat. With nothing else to do, unavoidably the boat sank to the bottom of the ocean, far away from land. Did he not realize that all he had to do was nothing? In the bottom of the ocean he would never had bad luck again. That is the place no human eyes could ever see. Unfortunately. What is this? I murmured beyond confused. Maybe we are on that boat. This kind of writing was different from the one I saw before. The sailor saw. It must have been someone else who wrote it. I scratched my head confused, trying meaninglessly to imagine why anyone would hide something like this. In the end, I had no other choice than to give up and accept it. In the end, the only thing that mattered is that the key is in my hands. It's the moment to go back and finally open the door to the bridge. The way back feels short this time. I don't know if it's because I'm excited to make some progress or because I just got used to moving around the ship, but it felt like that. Before I realized, I was already standing before the door, key at hand. My heart beats excited when I put the key in the hole, hearing later the sound of the door knocking. Waiting no more, I open the door. I don't know what awaits for me on the other side, but I'm eager to find out. And we will actually find out in the next episode. Anywho, hope you enjoyed, and hope to see you tomorrow. Bye bye.